Welcome to Upper Lafayette on the Move. I'm Jan Swift. Today's guest is Traci Aucoin with the Lafayette Parish School System. Traci, you're the Gear Up Project Director. We're going to hear more about Traci's background and what you do with the school system. But first of all, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I thought this would be a great opportunity. I know you just were awarded, Gear Up was awarded a grant for the next several years. Many people in the community are very supportive of public education efforts, but you're working every day in the school system to actually help the children to get better outcomes. So I thought we'd let you give your background, tell us about your educational background in particular and what you're doing. So turn it over to you.
Wonderful. Well, Gear Up, many people may not know, but Gear Up is a federal grant initiative, and it stands for Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for Undergraduate Programs. It's a college, it's a mouthful, it's a college access program, and a wonderful opportunity to really create an early awareness of the importance of education. And so we're able to go in to middle school, and we start with a cohort group of students beginning in 6th and 7th grade. And we begin to bring really post-secondary, college experience, career opportunities, and the education that goes behind the careers, so that we can create early awareness and then get them ready academically to move forward and be ready to enter and succeed in post-secondary. But
let's stop and define some of those terms, because I've heard these terms, but I bet people that aren't working in education don't know. What is a cohort group, first of all?
A cohort group is a targeted group of individuals that you identify, you target, you tag, and you begin to work with that specific group during a certain duration of time. And so for this grant initiative is for 7 years. So we'll work with students that currently are 6th and 7th grade students in the 6 middle schools that have been identified through this grant award. And we'll work with those students from this point forward to high school graduation and into post-secondary.
And they're in Upper Lafayette Parish schools.
They are in Upper Lafayette Parish schools. The 6 schools are Acadian Middle, Karen Crow Middle, Acadian Middle, Lafayette Middle, Judice Middle, Scott Middle, and then Paulboro. Paulboro, those 6 middle schools. And so for students who are sitting in seats in those schools that are in 6th and 7th grade, really, truly have been awarded a tremendous opportunity. They have been awarded a great opportunity to experience things that will create awareness of what's to come. What's to come when they throughout school, but what's to come for their future. And it's never too soon to begin looking at that and to begin experiencing and be given the opportunity to really look at the careers that are waiting, the careers that are going to be very popular down the road, and the education that goes behind that. So, and so earlier you asked me about my background, and so just briefly I'll just
how you came to this point.
I started off in the classroom, and I started off as a science teacher many years ago, graduated from USL and then UL, and I have a master's degree in secondary education and communications. And so the majority of my life, my career was with the university prior to this grant initiative and Gear Up. And I've worked in many different roles at the university, first on the front line recruiting students, and then on the back end in alumni and bringing community and alumni back into the university. And then prior to this position, I worked in University College, which prepares students for alternative ways to receive education. So online or bringing education to them. We did a lot of early college initiatives with dual enrollment and jumpstart initiatives. And so really I feel like all of the work that I've done over the course of my career has really led me to this role, because we do so much of that. This Gear Up grant is it's a partnership grant. So it's real important for us to bring the community into the schools. And the community here in Lafayette is just tremendous.
Very generous.
And really very generous. And so our partners are critical to the success of this initiative. And we are very fortunate to have had a Gear Up grant that we're just wrapping up now. So we're moving into this second opportunity that recently we were awarded, and given us another opportunity to start over in 6th and 7th grade, and then again bring these kids forward. So
we met about a little bit over 6 years ago. My work with Upper Lafayette Economic Development Foundation focuses on economic development, but it also focuses on education. And of course, the schools you're focusing on have been some of the underperforming schools historically in our parish. And so when we first met, you were just beginning the first, as you said, cycle of 6 years. I think you had what was the grant amount that you first had? It was it $6 or $8 million, whatever, to work with these 6 schools over the past 6 years. And it just seems like y'all have done gangbusters to get into the schools and let them know the future is yours. But education is the key to that future.
It truly is. And it really has. I mean, we're working right now with our last our 2015 seniors, our last cohort, because we started off earlier, again, cohorts in both 6th and 7th grade. So it really is exciting to see this group of seniors. And they tell us, when you first started 6 years ago, because there's so many wonderful initiatives, but they unfortunately don't always aren't always given the opportunity to stick with them for the duration. And this is a very unique grant in that we're able to start with them and finish with them. And the college application process is such a daunting process today. And so you mentioned earlier, we do work with students most in need, and we do work in schools that do have a high population of kids that are underserved. And so when we can bring the universities post-secondary, and post-secondary is anything after high school. It can be community college, technical college, certificates, some kind of education, some kind of training that is going to make you give you an opportunity to be successful in a career. So we bring all of those opportunities to the students, and then we bring the students to those opportunities, and we put them on the college campuses, in the classroom, working with college professors, and so that they can begin to feel comfortable being in that space and recognizing that this is, for me, and that
possible.
Also recognizing that it's a plan. We can dream all we want, but we have to plan, and we have to understand that the plan has to be rigorous, and that we have to stick to it, the rigor, the perseverance. And so there are lots of things that we do to bring in that mindset and that attitude, and recognizing that, first desiring and knowing what the possibilities are, but how we're going to get there. So we provide that roadmap. And we also, the other very unique thing that Gear Up has is we work directly with the students, but we're also able to work with the school administration.
I was curious about that. With the teachers, you partner directly with the classroom teachers. And
because we're trying to create a different culture. We're really trying to create a culture of higher expectation across the board. And we want to move everybody forward, wherever they are, whatever level, everybody moving forward as a school-wide initiative. And that's another, really cool thing about Gear Up, is that we work with, the entire student body.
This is being done nationally, right? This is, like, as you said, a federal
It's a
grant.
national initiative, but fairly new, probably only about 15 years old. And so we collect a lot of data to show before and after, and it's such for 7 years, it gives us a lot of opportunity to collect a lot of data. And so having gone through one cycle already, we are already seeing within this cohort, we've had about a 15% increase to college applications.
Wow,
so the
15%.
The success is tremendous, and we're seeing this nationally because we really go in.
That's huge.
And we have people who work as college and career coaches. These kids know that these these people are about your college and your career. And so recognizing that it really creates, I think, relevance to what they're currently doing in the classroom, that it does matter.
Right,
In
today
the end,
matters for tomorrow.
Today matters. And so we help bring, we help bring the end and keep that end in mind. But we're also able to work with parents. And that's another really wonderful thing about Gear Up. And we've had tremendous parental support.
Yeah.
Again, like anything, it starts off a little slow, but once they recognize that, because you can't always know what you don't know. If you haven't been through the cycle, and if you haven't been through post-secondary, and even if you have been through post-secondary, it's changed. You know, you got to complete your FAFSA, you've got to complete all these things that lead up to being able to enter and be successful in college. So we bring all of that to them, we break it down, and to whatever extent you need help, we're there to help in that process. So
I think many people, you know, it's hard to relate if you've had family members that have graduated from college or even attended college. So for their children, it's an easier process to even think about going to college. But I know when I went to LSU back in the 70s, no one in my family had graduated from college or really attended college. And my older brother had been there, dropped out, and went back. And so he helped me register. And I remember thinking, how could I have done that if I didn't have my brother?
it's
But
true.
so many families don't have
So we're like the big brother, you
Yeah,
know, or
you
the parent
are.
on steroids, or, you know, because not everyone
walk them
does
through
have
the
that.
process, and my
we
brother
do.
did that.
That's right. That's awesome.
And I just think so many of us, though, that we're now educated, it's difficult to remember that it's not that easy for everyone. And everyone's capable if we find the right path. But that's what I find exciting about what you're doing. So the parents are empowered also to understand
Absolutely.
things.
And we do. We bring the parents to college campuses. By the end of the 6-year period, all of our students have had the opportunity to visit every post-secondary college in this state. And then by the time they're juniors and seniors, we're taking college tours outside of the state. So they're able to, you know, see a variety of different, and experience a variety of different college campuses. The parents are often invited to join us, so that they too, because sometimes it's just a level of comfort, you know, we're scared of what we've not experienced oftentimes, and the unknown is, you know, we're fearful of the unknown. So making that known and providing those experiences is huge.
So you'll take a bus tour, like you'll leave to go to LSU or UL Monroe, just to show them the state.
The South, the North, and in between, we visit, you know, typically what we'll do is we try to make them a day tour, and we'll visit a 4-year institution and a 2-year community college, so they get a variety of what you know, what those campuses have to offer. So yeah. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier too that with this new Gear Up grant that was just awarded, you're going to be funding the Leader in Me training in the 6 schools that you've adopted. Would you talk about the Leader in Me? And I've been hearing a lot about this lately. What is that, and what is the benefit of having that in the schools for the children?
Okay. The Leader in Me is it's based off of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it's a version that's more geared towards students, and how it's important to really understand the power that you have within to make choices that impact your life, and that we so often freely give our choices away, and it's so easy to blame or to think that I'm not worthy of a certain. So it's really about going inside yourself, you know, in a non-cognitive way, because while we deal a lot with academics, we also want to build intrinsic belief and attitude that I can do more, I need to expect more of myself, and how you get there. So it's about motivating the student from the inside, and so that whether their circumstances, whatever their circumstance may be, and we all have pieces of our life that aren't easy and that we would rather not have, but whatever our life circumstances, wherever it brings us, we have the power to move through that and forward and make a difference in ourselves and in the lives of everyone that then is in our life. So it is important. We can't bring someone to the end unless they desire to be there. So it's about creating an opportunity for someone to own their future and realize they have to. They have to own it, and they have to believe that they can get there. And so we provide all of those opportunities to create that pathway to post-secondary.
And you know, it not only improves their behavior to where they do a better job in school, and it helps the classroom get along better, but it's empowering them to impact others.
Absolutely.
Especially their own families.
Absolutely.
And give a few comments on that, because we were speaking off camera about that. The kids have the power to change the dynamics in their own family.
Well, you know, you don't. That's right. I mean, you don't have a lot of time when you're looking at school. You've got about 13 years, 12 years to really, you know, make the difference or make an impact in the life of a child. And so you can't always take that risk, whether it's a phenomenal teacher or someone who maybe hasn't been so perfect, or a parent that just doesn't know because they haven't, or maybe someone who, you know, tomorrow we're going to concentrate on such and such because we're all so busy.
Yeah.
But time, it's a short amount of time to really do what you need to do in order to be prepared to move forward. So I think that by working directly with the student and giving them that, you know, that tool.
It's a life gift.
It is a life gift. And so I think when they change and their attitude changes and they bring that home, you know, we do see sometimes parents say, well, you know what, it is important to be at school on time, and this is why it's important. And it's not just, you know, this moment.
Right.
This is the big picture. And this impacts my class, and this impacts how the teacher teaches. You know, these are important pieces. So, you know, you would think today that you have to break those things down, but sometimes you do.
Well,
and
it doesn't
you know,
come, you know, without instruction. I think we either watch people, role models, or it's taught to us.
And I know as a mother of 4, it's taken me, you know, 4 to feel like I've gotten it to where, and it's not perfect, you know, it never is perfect, but you hate to say you're practicing on these children, but
we are,
you know, especially in the school system, that I've figured out things and, oh, okay, well, maybe this needed to be done 2 years before the oldest got this his senior year, but it would have been better had I known this to help him through this his freshman year.
Right.
So, you know, really, and again, you know, just helping to bring forward what needs to be done in order to be ready for the next step upon graduation.
Right. So when you're in the Gear Up process, you're, you know, I know it's a team of people, you're in the schools partnering, but you're not actually in the curriculum part, right? Is it the curriculum is whatever the school system has defined?
We enrich the curriculum. So, for example, we have a partnership with UL Lafayette and with the College of Engineering, and we have a dynamic engineering professor who's been with us from the very beginning. He started off just brand new, right out of college, and so was extremely creative in designing after-school activities and summer enrichment kinds of fun that connected kids again to the university, but into fields, STEM area related fields, and engineering in particular. But we also had a professor at the university design a competition centered around math, and so we took the competition, and it was really designed, it was kind of disguised as tutoring, because after school, because part of the competition was making sure that you came, you know, prepared to tutoring, you know, or to these after school sessions. So you were learning problems, because at the end of the day, you were going to compete. So we brought them all to the university, a couple of hundred of them. And it was like an academic, it was like an athletic pep rally. I mean, these kids were excited, and we had a competition by school, and then competition within the large group. But everybody, we had the top third got a certain award, the middle third, and then the bottom tier. Everybody was awarded, but but the focus was on attending these after-school sessions. And then everyone who had perfect attendance there, their name was put into a hat and they got a really big award. So focused on academics is important, but also the effort that goes into
to show up.
The work, you know, and we're all going to do better if we practice harder, you know, if we practice more, or we, you know, we study and we do what we need to do, the results will show. So, yeah, I mean, we do a lot of academic enrichment. We might partner with teachers and look at different strategies for delivering, you know, math concepts. So things like that. We're not going to go in and offer a class inside the school day, but we will provide
complement what's going on.
You know, robotics. There was, you know, we've done a lot with robotics, and now we've partnered with Frank's International, and they've helped support that initiative to help build the next level of involvement and activity so that these kids can go off to compete on a national level. So, you know, that's what we see our partners doing for us. I mean, they come in and they help take it to the next level. They really help to provide the deeper level of understanding, but also engagement. You know, because the teachers just can't get to that in a day. So they and
they may not know all this. I mean, you know, they're trained to teach, but business is out there making things happen every day, learning the latest, the best of the best. So that's exciting.
It is exciting.
And then they get to meet business people and they get to see what education does.
That's one of the things that we do for teachers. We offer an educators in business camp. So during the summer, we take teachers on the road and we take them into businesses so that they can see what's happening and what our employers are looking for in students. And so all these soft skills we talk about, that's important. And so the teachers then can go back and make sure that their students understand this makes you a lot more employable, you know, when you show up on time and you're properly dressed and
respectful.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. We have a couple of minutes left. I want to make sure we've covered everything that you wanted to cover. Was there anything that we haven't touched on?
Well, we again, you know, we're just getting started. We've just gotten the word, and so I just want to invite the community to join us, because it really is a joint effort in providing the best educational system that we can provide for the students of Lafayette Parish. So please, you know, if you hear Gear Up and if there's a way that you can be involved, parents are our partners. So parents, please, you know, be a part of this initiative from start to finish, and you will see the results.
If somebody's watching this and they want to find out more, do they just Google Gear Up, or how can they find out more about particulars?
They can go to our website at LafayetteGearUp.com or call our office at 521-7165.
Okay, because I'm sure there are people that not only want to know more about this, but want to get involved. So, you know, and there's so many good things going on in our school system. We hear sometimes the headlines are distracting from the actual data about what's going on. So I just am very excited about what you're doing, and also want to congratulate you, because you live this, you love it. And I know when you were given the news about the grant being awarded that, you know, you were thrilled about the future, what's going to happen for the next 6 years.
It is a wonderful thing for Lafayette Parish to receive this award, truly.
Because not many are awarded across the country.
They're very competitive awards, and this is the only award for the state of Louisiana, and there are only a few in the country, so it's a big deal.
Well, congratulations on all you do.
Thank you.
I want to thank you. This is Traci Aucoin. She's with the Lafayette Parish School System Gear Up Project Director. And I'd like to thank you for joining us also. Our show airs every second and fourth Thursday of each month on AOC2 at 8:30 p.m. You can also go to our website, upperlafayette.com, to see this show and some of our old shows. On behalf of Upper Lafayette, I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm Jan Swift.